self-awareness, and as I prefer to call it, self-knowledge. In my experience, my personal experience, and also in my practice as a lawyer, as a mediator, and also as a mentor, and having handled very many people on a very personal at a very personal level, self-knowledge is one of the hardest things people find hard to come to terms with. And many people end up living in denial, especially by not accepting those aspects of their characters, their personalities, that don't sound very nice or very positive. And that's what I'm going to highlight in today's video, that let's not live in denial. The best thing is to get to know ourselves, get to know our weaknesses, get to know our strengths, and then move on. Yeah, because that's the best way to make the best of ourselves, as it were. And then I came across a chart, an illustration that one of the psychologists put very well, and like highlighted on the 4 temperaments. And briefly, that's what I'm going to go through. And then when we talk about temperaments, we refer to those, what we call natural traits of our character, like tendencies, as it were, that we tend to behave or to react in a specific way. And as we said, I've said in another video, that usually temperaments don't change over time, don't change much. It's like a kind of disposition, but it's not that we are resigned to them. But the best thing is to get to know our temperament well enough to be able to, as it were, harness those positive aspects of our character. And I think for me, it's also of importance, so that we accept ourselves as we are, that we do me, yeah? And that way we are comfortable, we are at ease with ourselves. And on the other hand, also, when we understand about temperament, we are able to understand other people, and we probably will be more tolerant, and we won't judge them so harshly because we understand them, yeah? And then those aspects of our character that are negative, we will try to tone them down. We will try to highlight those that are strengths in our character. And then when we talk about the 4 temperaments, which I've already talked about in another video, there are 4 of them. The choleric, the sanguine, the phlegmatic, and the melancholic. And sometimes when we see the highlights of those natural traits in those 4 temperaments, we also realize, when we often talk about people who are direct opposites, we'll understand what it all means. For example, that a choleric is a direct opposite of the phlegmatic, just like the sanguines are direct opposites of the melancholics, yeah? And then once we understand that, also, like I say, we will be able to handle ourselves better, and we'll be more understanding with other people. So what are the highlights of these 4? When we talk about the extroverts, there are 2, yeah, the cholerics and the sanguines. So on this chart that this psychologist illustrates, the extroverts are the cholerics and the sanguines. Those are people who are, as it were, get charged, by being around people and being around, around people, yeah, and they don't mind crowds even, yeah. While the opposite, yeah, the introverts, who are the melancholics and the phlegmatics, are more private, yeah, and some of them prefer, and they feel better when they operate in smaller groups of people, or in a very neat small circle of friends, for example. And then this chart also illustrates, and I know this doesn't fall well with some people, how in those in these 4 temperaments also, we have 2 that tend to be more emotionally stable, and 2 that tend to be more emotionally unstable. For example, the cholerics and the melancholics tend to be emotionally unstable, while the phlegmatic and the sanguines are more emotionally stable. Yeah, and I think without getting too nervous about it, just think that, you see, it's like whether we accept ourselves or not, really, that's who we are. Yeah. So I think, isn't it better to accept ourselves as we are and make the best of what we are? Yeah. Because as I said in another video, the temperaments is true. They are a cause of our limitations, but at the same time, they are also the root of our strength. So just a highlight. The cholerics tend to be they're extroverts, but they tend to be touchy, very aggressive. They are very focused people, active, and they are very focused on getting results. Yeah. The sanguines, who are also extroverts, are very sociable, talkative, outgoing. They can tend to be very carefree, and therefore they can also tend to be very disorderly. Yeah, but they are a people persons. They are very sociable. Then on the other hand, the melancholics, who are introverts, tend to be a little moody. Yeah, they are very quiet people, a little withdrawn, rigid. They're usually, as they say, always looking for perfection that never seems to kind of come. And they prefer quiet and operating in small circles of friends and people also. The phlegmatics are also introverts, and they are very cool people, calm. They tend to be passive, but at the same time, they are very deep people and thoughtful and sensitive, very perceptive to people's feelings, for example, and so on. So, like that's in a nutshell. And as we said, the one set is more emotionally stable, the other set is more emotionally unstable. They can tend to be, the ones who are unstable can tend to be a bit neurotic. But then, like I said, the earlier we know ourselves and accept ourselves, the better, and the more able we will be also to understand and to accept other people and to make the best of ourselves. So let's move on and get on with it, get to know ourselves. You may want to watch other videos that I've already posted on this channel, on temperaments already, on self-knowledge, on emotions, on our strengths, our biggest strengths, and also our weaknesses. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye.